University of Arkansas School of Law. Shaping the legal profession in Arkansas for 90 years. Serving as the training ground for the leaders of this state and nation. The story begins in the early 1900s as the law department. A handful of students take a handful of law classes, and that's enough to go into the world and hang out their shingles. It isn't until 1924 that the university has a law school with a rigorous curriculum and national standing. A young man fresh from graduating first in his class at the University of Chicago School of Law, Julian Waterman, comes to the Ozarks in 1924 with the dream of establishing a law school in Fayetteville. Just 2 years later, the University of Arkansas School of Law is approved by the American Bar Association. And in 1927, the first class of 10 students graduates. From these humble beginnings, the School of Law grows into one of the most respected and celebrated public law schools in the nation.
We have a history of accessibility and making sure that we were a place where everyone felt comfortable. And that was a history that was long and hard to come by, but very much a part of our fabric. And it was a place that I knew that if it was that kind of community, it would be a community that I could thrive into.
I think it matters to have such an amazing legacy. And one of the things that I think was really important was to be more deliberate about telling those stories and to share that pride and that history more broadly, both within and without the law school.
The story of the law school is progressive and forward-thinking, but not without a struggle. In 1948, a young African-American veteran, Silas Hunt, enrolls at the law school and integrates Southern public universities. He opens the doors for the 6 pioneers.
So the 6 pioneers were the 6 African-American men who integrated the law school even before Brown versus Board of Education, the very famous desegregation case. The reason it's significant is because, of course, we were a Southern law school, and our first pioneer entered in 1948, and that was Silas Hunt.
Hunt, George Haley, Wally Branton, Jackie Shropshire, Christopher Mercer, and George Howard.
All of it wasn't easy by any means, but we were there, and we were there with things to do to make things better.
Having courageous young students who were able to not only shoulder the demands of law school, but who were able to step into the arena of personal action, personal fulfillment, personal sacrifice, and join this university in reshaping America for the better.
It was realized that the time had come for this. Really, the time had long passed, but we were pleased to be in an integrated school.
They taught me sort of quiet dignity.
The School of Law forges a legacy of leadership at the local, state, national, and world levels. Its faculty and graduates serve as senators, congressmen, cabinet members, governors, and presidents. Their accomplishments reflect the commitment to public service and giving back that the law school fosters.
You know, it's an honor for me to look at some of the people who came before me at the law school and some people who have come after me and some who I actually was in school with, to see their contributions.
We've done everything, we've been everywhere, we've served at every level and continue to do so. And the law school is now recognized as #1 in value of any law school in the United States. That's a great achievement.
Every corner of Arkansas and the globe is served by the graduates of the School of Law. These are giants of the profession who have made the Arkansas legal community one that punches above its weight. Founders, partners, and associates of law firms, executives and general counsel of Fortune 500 companies, state and federal judges, nationally respected leaders of the bench and bar.
I think that it provided me with an education and a sense of what I wanted to do and I think it changed me as a person.
It made me, in many instances, have a different kind of goal about life in general, about trying to make things better in a broad sense. There's no doubt about it.
The training and community began with the professors, whose names and stories connect generations of lawyers.
The faculty members and the students frequently developed relationships outside the classroom, such as playing golf and going out for dinner or perhaps for drinks. And it was a nice relationship. We worked hard, we all worked hard. We respected the law professors, and there were some very fine law professors there.
Names like Whitty, Leffler, Looney, Nance, Lawrence, Gettleman, Clinton, Norville, Barnhart, Brill, Fulbright, Goforth, Bailey, Rodham, Guzman, Matthews, and Atkinson. They foster independent thought, confidence in one's ability, and sometimes throw erasers.
I had the good fortune to be in the company of intimidating, debilitating, but also uplifting professors.
Robert Leffler, I think, was the most, well, I know was the most influential teacher that I've ever had. He's the best teacher that I have ever had.
I never saw a teacher, a pure teacher, who was better than Dr. Leffler, Robert Leffler. He spoon-fed you, he babied you. It was like he opened up the top of your head and poured knowledge into your head. Somebody like that who had generation after generation after generation of lawyers that he taught in a manner that was the antithesis, say, of another great professor I had, Al Whitty.
Al Whitty came to the University of Arkansas School of Law my first year. And he was respected and admired by the students. He was a fine scholar.
Al Whitty was the most caustic, acerbic, tough kind of guy you'd ever want, but entertaining. First of all, he scared you to death. Of course, Leffler scared you to death too, mainly because of his reputation.
Generations of family graduate from the law school with a larger sense of family and community reflected in the school itself. One that unites the Arkansas legal profession, gives it a common source of pride and touchstone.
I remember there was the discussion about how you could practice and not just be the advocate for a given client, but you could actually use your legal degree and training to shape policy and to have a much bigger, broader impact on society. And that was just fascinating because I had never thought about law in that way.
You are subtly changed with the methodology by which law is taught, and particularly the way it was taught to me and to my colleagues at the University of Arkansas. It was a method that really creates analytical thought.
I am very, very proud, not only to be a lawyer, but to be a lawyer that's graduated from this particular law school. Arkansas has a special place in my heart, and the law school is a big part of that.
I think that tradition of access, number of first-generation people. At the same time, then we have legacy families, right, where there's 4 generations of folks who've come through the law school. Just a source of pride, I think.
Pride in an outstanding reputation that has grown far beyond the borders of the state. Pride in being recognized as the best value in legal education. Pride in what you have made possible. Pride in what lies ahead. Pride in your University of Arkansas School of Law.
The length of tenure of an institution or an organization is a testament to its success. And if it wasn't successful, it wouldn't have lasted 10 years, much less 90 years.
Why can't we continue to just become an exemplary, rigorous, well-endowed law school right here in the heart of the Ozarks?
And I also think that it's important that we say thanks to all the men and women throughout the 90 years who have worked to build and create and sustain this law school. It's on their shoulders that I've been able to become the professional that I am, and I just hope that my shoulders are broad enough and my arms are long enough that I can propel others forward to do the same.
I'm very proud of the law school now. And I won't say that I wasn't proud of it then, to the extent that I was able to see, participate in making it a better place.
We have a really strong history of producing lawyers and leaders, and I don't see that ever changing. I see that just growing in the breadth of where those people will land.